say, we've got a game coming up on Dust2.
Yeah, a couple of wobbles for RMR Group A a little bit earlier in the day, but as Kassad said, you know, they got the victories in. We're sitting pretty, and I think Vitality will be as well here. Now, going up against Fantasy, on your screen, you can see they're just black shirts, right? These aren't even really an organization. These 5 individuals. They were looking in FPLC chat. Tudson, back when they were trying to qualify, was looking for players, putting some comments in the Discord, and then they end up qualifying to be here at the road to Rio. So let's see what they can bring. Dust2 is going to feel like some comfy turf as the good luck, have fun enters the server here. And we have Vitality, obviously the recently crowned ESL Pro League champions for Season 16. Yeah, they're the heavy favorites. I think you could say that much. Let's see if they pick up where they left off, shall we?
I mean, it's so interesting. You obviously, everyone knows who's the favorite here, but the thing is, it's a best of 1 game. Some really wacky stuff can happen. Obviously, for Fantasy, it's all in, right? If you could take even 10 rounds off of Vitality here, that'd be amazing all on its own. You somehow manage to upset them, and best of 1 formats could do that. I mean, we just saw it with FaZe, right? They were on thin ice at one point there.
Precisely, and that's where a team like Fantasy could do their best work. So setting up for an A set piece, there's going to be elevator smoke thrown forward, a flash over, and away they go. Apex and dupreeh to receive, and a goosh into dupreeh right now. One into Apex as well. The side's going to be lost.
So it will be Topper coming in with some good shots there. Spinks is going to be going down. Bro to actually land the headshot and with the Glock at range, and Megas can ZywOo a little bit out of it. A 2-on-4 for the retake for Vitality. This is where Fantasy, even with the limited experience, you want to see them not fight this. Stay out of the range of those pistols. Don't give him a chance to equalize and make it a 2-on-2. If you stay hidden, they're never going to get close.
Yeah, and right now, Vitality might not even be pushing the issue here. I think one of the bogey factors of this round that Vitality don't know about is Relax is in pit with a P250. He lurked late long. He's in the power position. The bomb's planted for him, and even if they were to get into the site and take all those kills, they still have to deal with him. So round converted, and a good one here for Fantasy. If we want to build the perfect storm for an upset, a pistol round is where it needs to start, right?
That's true.
Pistol round, the conversions, you have a nice gimmicky first gun round where maybe you beat them something fast, they don't have all the utility or the guns they want. All right, we're talking to a 4 or 5-0 start at that point. So let's see if Fantasy can pull some miraculous plays off like that.
Tell me if I'm reading way too much into this, but the fact that Vitality didn't try to go for the 2-on-4, is that also kind of a sign of restraint and professionalism on their part? That their mentality isn't coming into it saying, well, we can win anything. We can win any fight. Yeah. This is how Vitality would treat a FaZe or something like that. They'd say, all right.
What if we use Outsiders as the perfect example, Anders? I'm sure that one's still burned into your retina. The Vitality Outsiders game with all the saves. So yeah, you're bang on, right? The Outsiders are a tier 1 team, and Vitality are respecting these guys, Fantasy as so. Double scouts, Famous, MP9, and a pair of Julies walk into round number 2. So this is going to be potent and hard to break. Seen this setup before as well, where ZywOo and Apex double car with the scouts, different angles.
Yeah, if you get tagged by both of them, it's GG's. You're at least going to lose a player, maybe more down there. Also, in this round, you're likely to have very few Molotovs.
Yeah, and I think one thing that we've seen, and especially a lot throughout Pro League, was teams who were able to get long control and then try and do an anti-eco or anti-force in towards A, especially up against scouts, have a really rough go of things. So they are going to have to get past ZywOo. Okay, he's over towards mid with one, and Apex has grabbed one towards long as well. This round is already looking like hot water for Fantasy as the tags keep coming and the body bags keep filling.
Yeah, this is real bad news, isn't it? 3 versus 5, but 2 of them already tagged up, and they're putting in a little bit of effort to try and get up long, but surely more players are showing up. dupreeh's on a very long flight through T-spawn. It's going to be another 10 seconds before he's close by, but either way, they've been slowed down, they've been tagged up, and things are falling apart already here. This is obviously great news for Vitality, but for Fantasy, if they're trying to build that miracle for themselves, it's not looking good. A little bit of a boost to try and look over, but ZywOo's going to get one. The dually saved from the previous round, going to come into play. And it's Relaxed on his own, 1 versus 4. Shut down. I count, what, 3 different scout headshots in this round, I think?
Yeah, and that's the crazy factor here. If you're going to do that long play up against scouts, it's going to be a very jarring time. This is huge from ZywOo onto Bro. I want to big shout out to Bro and Topper for very easy to pronounce names, Anders.
I'm so glad you said, Chad. Yes, I've said for a long time, I think there should be, just like there's theoretically, a player association.
Okay. Theoretically.
There should be a...
Yep.
Little shots. It's all banter. There should be a caster association that has the right to veto player names.
Okay. Where would you start?
We've had some really icy ones over the years.
Renazan is at the top of my list because I don't even say his name correctly.
B area, understand?
That's the gentleman.
So we put so much effort into learning it. He has to keep that actually, because I don't want to have wasted my time.
You've mastered it now.
It's
Okay.
great. No, but I agree. There are, so if you put too many 9s and 0s and like 4s in your name, but they don't even mean anything, then yeah, we have to call it. We have to end it.
Yeah, we have to have a conversation, that's for sure. And ZywOo is about to have a big chat. Flash forward, there's the first kill. Aiken goes down. Quite a spread of nationalities here as well for the fantasy roster. Tudson, Polish, Aiken, German, Relax is Dutch, Bro, Danish, and Top Up from Ukraine.
They've got everything. That's great. I mean, this has been the year of the international roster, so
yeah, I know.
I'm surprised to see that it's spilling over into everything now.
I'm 2,000 euros cheaper thanks to that, Anders, so don't you worry about that.
Nice. Let's see. Relax. Go for it. Oh, it's great stuff. Yeah, the tag up with the deagle initially. Follows it up, eventually taking down dupreeh. Nice to try and scale up on that catwalk. They're going to hit the headshot. Bro, taking down Spinks. It's a pretty good headshot right there. 3 versus 3. They're still trying, and they're actually being given a fair bit of space. Relax to take down Magisk, and now just doubling up on that ramp. The bomb, unfortunately, is on Bro. If it was on Relax instead, they could have switched it around. They could have gone to the B-bomb side. It would have been really fun, but it's stuck up there, and that's just how it plays out. Still, I'm surprised at how much space they got to just duel with those deagles up on the catwalk.
Yeah, lots of damage done here, so M4 will be retained, but good stuff from Fantasy, right? I don't think the question with players and teams like this is can they aim, right? Because we talk about Bad News Eagles, they were like a pug team before. Right now, they're a bit more matured as a team. They still have that flary style. The way we're going to talk about them in this event is different to how we spoke about them during Antwerp. But a team like Fantasy, who came together in quite literally the pug realms of FPLC Discord chat, right? That type of conversation is, yeah, these guys can put the crosshair in the right direction. It's about everything else, the teamwork, the strategies, all those little details of Counter-Strike that come into question now.
Funnily enough, this guy, dupreeh, I bumped into him at the gym yesterday, and this is more or less what he says.
Name dropping again, Anders, I see.
Know, you know, and also telling people I was in the gym, you know, doing a lot of bragging here all at once. Oh, hold on, I'll hold the phone. I'll come back to it, I promise. dupreeh taking a fair bit of damage. Oh, deep nade. He gets a bit greedy, and that nade doesn't do anything. Relax with a good timing to take down dupreeh. This is good work. Look at what it's done to the defense. Open and catwalk are basically, or middle and catwalk are just completely open up at the moment.
Oh, here comes Apex. He wanted that one. So kind of left a little bit high in driver magic there, but he'll get it up. He'll grab the reload. In-game leader having to do the dirty work on his own. But they already, once again, have damage. You're right. This gap, the 2-2 split, and now attempting to clamp down on mid. You're going to have Apex chiming in from B, and ZywOo alongside of Spinks here from short.
Good little shot, that M4 that he picked up, even if he had to work for it. It comes back in a big way. Magisk gonna get the headshot as well on Tudson, and that leaves Bro and Topa just messing around right now, trying to find an entry, but not gonna be possible here. So they kind of created the entry on the first kill and couldn't really do anything with it.
So what was dupreeh saying in the gym while you were flexing? Yeah,
we're talking about yeah, some of this new generation of players, and dupreeh was saying it's never really the aim that's the problem. Nice attempt. It's not the aim that's the problem, right? It's everything else. And even worse still, you know, if you come up and you're 18 and you're just joining a team and you have this crazy mechanical aim, actually, it can be very hard to convince someone that there's more to the game, really. So, I mean, you say FPL or FPLC or something like that, but I mean, even if you ever play on the platform and you run into some of those level 10 players, they can be straight up insane.
There's some gangsters out there.
Yeah.
There are some like absolute murderers out there on the FACEIT platforms, all those different pug realms. It can be very scary. They put in the deathmatch hours, but this is the thing, you bang on. We might need a bit more of the theory hours, and let's theorize what goes down this round. Long control taken from Vitality early, and upper tunnels push from Magiskiri. Had success doing this against Yakinda in that grand final just the other day, and Bro might get caught off guard here. He's knife out, being very noisy. The bomb's in the backyard, and that's a free kill. Magisk can just actually get on out. He doesn't need the bomb. He's done the damage. So that's a great find here into round number 5.
That's a very, very cheeky play. Aiken taking a really long time on that one. Probably should have had it. Apex is down to 1 health, but he's allowed to live. And now it's a 5 versus 3. It's a real disaster here for Fantasy. Could be in a position where they're going to be down 4-1. It looks likely at the moment. They're starting to group up into Upper Dark. But even then, there's 2 HEs left inside of that B-bomb site and another smoke and a flashbang. So getting through that choke point into the B-bomb site probably going to be difficult. Might end up taking a lot of damage for it. 50 seconds on the clock.
Good lurk smoke here. At least it'll keep both B players busy for now so they can whir back into action for this mid space. And they're actually going to mantle up the Xbox with the bomb on top of towards short. Flash forward from Tudson, so the teamwork is there for the basics. As They have stairs control, but I think this is just keeping the defense planted in a 2-3 split right now while Relax searches over and the smoke is faded. He's going to be sitting there like a plum, but still gets the opener.
Sick, well played. He actually goes for more. He could have had dupreeh. That's some nice bit of playmaking coming out from Relax. I like seeing that. They had to do something because otherwise they're going to lose this round. And they still might. 2 versus 4 here. Tutson's very, very low on health, trying to get that bomb plant, and he's just barely successful, but they cannot win the round. Just need to point out as well that lurk smoke you were talking about, it also baited out all the utility in the B-bomb side. So that's also cool. Relax having a cool round even if they lose it.
Yeah, and Apex still surviving on that 1 point of health there. So the bomb does go down, but he stays alive. Fantasy could consider another buy here. They have, well, enough money to get Galils and armor out on everybody and a couple with AKs if they'd like. But yeah, this is not the start we were looking for if we wanted to see that upset. But it didn't start that way for Gamers Legion, remember? They started down in a bit of a hole against FaZe, and they brought it all the way back. Gave us a very entertaining matchup. And here we go again. So 1 AK, 4 Deagles, light util.
Apex flashed one way or another out there. I'm not sure if that was a team or on the T side. dupreeh. Talk about how Magus found a kill. Oh, he's actually going to get caught. Did they see him earlier? That seems like such an odd angle to be covering. They almost must have. ZywOo's still going to take it back, though. Bringing down Aiken. Spinks, he falls, but a good return. Still traded. This is pretty encouraging for Fantasy. And, bro, is he going to see it? Don't think he quite does, but he's still in an amazing position. If anyone comes back at the B-bomb side, it might be very hard to check.
Well, this could be a freebie. Oh, that was the chance right there, wasn't it? The Deagle 1B onto ZywOo would have been the way in. Now there's real issues. Rotation's coming. The bomb from Fantasy is still yet to enter the upper tunnels. They might want to call this off. There's so much util. Bro has to be communicating this, and he's being flushed out. Do you really want to head into a bomb site that you've just lost?
Yeah, the opportunity was there, but you're right, they were really, really far away and probably not worth it now. 50 seconds. Tutson and Relax, 2 versus 3. One of the better chances maybe they've had in the last couple of rounds to actually do something here. ZywOo's ready if they cross. Yeah, right into it. No problems there. Comes back for more. Nice finish to the round. A nice triple. He is 11-0 right now, Chad. We could be in record territory if we keep going like this. I don't know what the record is for RMRs or majors in general, but
I think what you bring up is a very good point in terms of his form. And I think if we consider the fact that the final was only 2 days ago, right?
Yes.
And now they're back in the server again today in the same territory. I think I heard Matt and Jason talking about this earlier. The only thing that's really changed for these players, especially the ones who are here during the playoffs of EPL, is the banner behind their head. Oof, Aiken, that's a big kill onto ZywOo. We were just talking and singing his praises, and he will get pipped to the post here. The German sniper picking up the opening frag.
Hold on, Chad. You said we were, but you're the one that cursed him. I don't want any part of this.
I have so much power, Anders. Every tweet I make, it's always the opposite.
That's how it is. Another one very deep. Maybe too deep. Turbo will make his way around it. So far, so good. But an opening kill on ZywOo, that's got to feel great. I can't believe that actually chases him down.
It's unfortunate there. And I feel like now they know the AWP is over towards the B side. It's more likely to send them in towards this A play. You're assuming, okay, there's no AWP over towards Game Helper, mid-long, over towards Car being able to assist. With that, though, you do get Magisk and Apex as the combo up towards the A site. So they will have to search these 2 kills out. And Aiken with a real chance there. Past the crosshair, shot not hit. Looks like they're just going to execute. Maybe the late lurk long from Bro during all of this.
But they had the other round where they had Deagles up on the catwalk and were allowed to fight for a long time, so maybe they're sort of thinking, we had some space before, maybe we could do it again. This boost over looks like a really good idea, but Magus might be too far forward, and he sees the jump. He knows, oh, that's a no-scope from Aiken. He somehow lands Magus. I can't believe it. That's a really good opening, but they need to keep it going. Only 25 seconds here for Fantasy to try and find a way in. And Bro opening up on long. Apex crouched down here, and he's going to make his escape around the corner. 18 seconds now. The bomb, just the top of his head. Oh no, and it fell down. That is a disaster.
Oh no, poor Bro. What is he meant to do in this situation?
Nothing you can do.
Oh no, that's miserable. We saw that happen the other day to G2 when they ended up losing to Vitality in that semi-final affair. The bomb dropped off the back of JKS. They lost it. Well, I think they recovered the bomb, but I think they still ended up losing the round. But that's just so miserable. Just getting tossed down towards CT spawn. Never how you want to find yourself here. Going to be a bit frustrated with this. And here's the opening pick for Aiken onto ZywOo. So getting the totem boost to give him the height advantage for this pick. It's always good to get to see these head-to-heads like this. Swings out, crosshair in the right place, ready for somebody, and oof, right between the groin right there. So that's going to be a tough one for ZywOo to stomach.
You still see how quick ZywOo is, even though he actually had his crosshair in the wrong position and Aiken had his in the right position. ZywOo still gets to adjust and fire first. He just missed it by maybe a pixel or so. Anyway, it's 6-1 as a scoreline. I guess predictably so. I mean, it's not shocking this is happening, but obviously for Fantasy, they would have loved some of those closer rounds where it's down to 3-on-3s. They need to win some of those.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And they have taken a timeout. And look, I think maybe in that conversation, look, boys, in terms of the fights, we're not doing too terribly here. We just need to see if we can close out these rounds. So out towards the long doors, Molly comes through, nades again. They've made it towards the blue bin, but they're actually playing ahead of it. So kissing in the smoke. Sphinx goes down. Top has passed all this. Oh, he was. He was past all this. Apex does find him out. Really good work for the in-game leader. And that's the potency of that round done. Now they're going to walk around the map for the next minute and 30 seconds with this AK and 3 Deagle. So looking for heads, name of the game. When I saw this unicorn logo, I thought, have they been picked up by the organization Unicorns of Love or something? But maybe they've just gone with the team name is Fantasy and unicorns are from a fantasy world. I don't mean to spoil everybody's hopes and dreams, but unicorns are not real.
All right.
Sorry, Anders.
Bit of a party pooper, but all right. I can respect it. Trying to keep it real with everybody, chat.
Wait till I tell you about the Easter Bunny.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it could be. I'll be honest. I thought something similar myself. It's a very noticeable look. I like it.
Yeah, stands out. We got a bit of a tech pause coming through into the next round. Issue is one of the Fantasy players, but luckily Magisk is a homie. He's going to take the timeout for them. And Aiken, I think dupreeh, look at the wrong way. There's still time for him to make a nuisance of himself in this round.
Yeah, the bomb's lost. It's so unfortunate that it's in the hallway. If he plays 1 vs 3 like this and he has the bomb on his back, if he finds a kill, maybe he could find a bomb plant somewhere. It's almost the kind of stuff they have to play for now because they're just really far behind at the moment. Trying to take the fight to ZywOo, but he's going to get caught instead. 13-1 on the AWPer. And as you pointed out, a tech timeout coming up to fix a little bit of an audio issue.
Yeah, these things they do crop up. Shouldn't be too difficult to get this one sorted. Don't you worry about that. This is what happens, right? When we've had 24 teams here throughout ESL Pro League for the last 5 weeks, and some of them have returned. Some of them returned again here for the RMR. But then on top of that, we have a whole batch of new teams, right? Because of the open circuit nature due to Valve's system, you're getting so many names that you don't necessarily get to see at this level of Counter-Strike. And I think this has to be one of the most unique things about this event now with how the landscape's shaped. You're putting yourself and your team on show, and if you can qualify here in the RMRs, you can get yourself into the major and get yourself, well, I don't want to make any promises, but I know the players love their little stickers. They love their stickers.
It's a big draw, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure for many of the players here, this is a dream, right? Over on the other stream, we've got some action just kicking off, as you can tell, so you know, if you're watching, I believe we're on Twitch, they have that like dual streaming thing.
Squad streaming for sure. Yeah,
quite good. You can check that out. You can kind of keep an eye on everything all at once, which is great news. A lot of community streamers. I think the ESL or the IEM account, I can't remember which one. They
put out the guidelines, right?
Yeah, guidelines, and there's a bunch of them out there. So it might be worth keeping more than one tab open even.
Yeah, I think here this is one of the bigger issues we're going to have come towards the tail end of the week when we have the Asian RMR going down in Melbourne at PAX, and we have the the Americas RMR kicking off tomorrow. North America, not that represented actually in the Americas RMR, but that'll be kicking off tomorrow. So the Counter-Strike is going to, well, maybe not double, but we're definitely going to get a bigger injection of matches coming through. Yeah, and this is all in the pursuit of 1 week of Counter-Strike to qualify our 24 teams for the major. Obviously, we'll have a bunch of them in the different stages, but we'll be keeping tabs on all of this good stuff. Now, we can give everybody at home a look at what happened in Group A today, right? Because these 32 teams are split up into 2 groups of 16. In Group A, in the 1-0 column, at the end of the day, we ended with G2, Fnatic, Cloud9, Spirit, NIP, FaZe, Bad News Eagles, and Sprout. So all of those names managed to win their opening games, and the teams that lost their opening matches were Force, Eternal Fire, Gamer Legion, of course we mentioned their matchup against FaZe, Astralis, they have no config, right? They're using Mr. at the moment. True. 1 win, that's the team with Flamey, Bait, Aurora, and Ecstatic. Now those are the teams that ended in the 0-1 column.
You know what's really anomalous about that to me is how many of the sort of predicted teams actually made it through. I feel like whenever we come to this, especially for the major, whenever someone says, who's going to win those, I always think this is easy. Like, I can pick all the names, and I'm always horribly wrong when it actually comes. Like, there's always some crazy, and I guess this almost happened with FaZe, right? But I feel like usually for RMRs or the major itself, there's always something like that happening where you think, oh yeah, this is pretty straightforward, and then when it actually comes time to it, is not at all straightforward, and you get some really crazy upsets. Of course, I mean, it's only day one, but I'm surprised that so many of the you know, I guess favorite teams actually turned out to win like that.
Well, that's the thing now, and it's at this point where there can't be any more excuses made for losing in best of ones, but that is the reason we give for some of these underdog teams for beating the better teams, right? And we were talking about what the perfect scenario, the perfect storm would be for a team to win in an upset. Well, you need the pistol, you need the first gunman, you need a bit of snowball and momentum, you need to be able to hope that you can get on top of these better teams while they're caught sleeping. And also the map pool starts to be a conversation. If you're a bigger team, part of a bigger org, you should be able to punish the map pool. You shouldn't be ending up in comfort zones for more pug players. So there's a lot of these factors, right? And obviously the pressure, it's all on one side of the server as opposed to the other. Fantasy come in here, they get blown up by Vitality. Everyone's like, well, that's what was meant to happen. If Vitality even get close to losing, right? Even if it's like a 16-12, people are like, well, it's pretty close for Vitality there, right? But they still got job done. And at the end of the day, that's really all that matters here. But the tech issue's been solved and we're back underway.
Yeah, shout out to the admin team for fixing that ASAP. dupreeh, good entry from Topa. He's going to be taken down. He was pretty aggressive, and they've tried it a couple of times. dupreeh was successful earlier, and Megas was as well in Upper Dark, but this time they call his little trick, and that's great to see. Another good opening for Fantasy that they need to keep building on now. They've had a couple of rounds like these where they actually have the opening, or maybe they even have sort of the 3-on-3, which is still pretty good on the T side, and then they haven't been able to win them, so we want to see them try and exploit this.
You can understand the call to come back, and I guess they're going to congregate long and try and pop through. You can see Util being juggled across. I think that you'll see a flash come through the doors, but Spinks is the long anchor here, so he's a monster. Getting through him will not be easy.
Nope, especially if you don't flash him out. A little bit of a peek on the low health player, Topa. Maybe not a bad idea sending him in first, but somehow they can't follow it up. That took way too long. They would have had him right away if they were swung on him, but I think they might have been flashed themselves. Relax is down to 9 health. And it is a 3-on-4. They still have the lead. Megas gets out on the hunt. And if he can find the kill here on Bro that's up on Catwalk, it's going to be a nightmare for everyone down on Lone. They're going to be in a lot of trouble. So we'll see. Bro still getting grenaded back there. Megas is taking some real steps close. Oh, shot right to the smoke. And they get blown up as well. Relax is gone. Bro got flanked by Megas. And now it's a 1 versus 2 here. Hudson trying to best. He makes the jumping no-scope shot to take him down, just to let him know he's in the server with ZywOo.
Yeah, okay, so he spoke about the respect, you know, saving on the pistol rounds. I'm not saying ZywOo's being disrespectful there, but he's going for an out-of-the-box play. Spinks only gets 1 here. Thought he might have got a bit more done, but there was some residual damage. You can see it assisted in the feed there by Apex's nade. And to know, even with Apex making a mistake there, he threw his incendiary too short. It got extinguished in that own short smoke they had up, which meant he ended up dying to that short player. Well,
can you imagine what it must be like to be in the server with this monster? It's just absurd, isn't it? Oh, man. Well, we knew this might happen. Here we are.
I think a lot of us hoped this would happen. Seeing ZywOo in this form and Vitality now as a contender, it's fantastic, right? Counter-Strike's starting to shape up very, very nicely here. It's clear that FaZe have something they need to oil, maybe to get it at the WD-40 because they're not looking immaculate at the moment. Na'Vi as well with a couple of speed wobbles.
You know, on the upside, Chad, we're getting an answer to, you know, the age-old question that the philosopher Mercury once asked.
Okay.
Is this real life or is it fantasy? And it turns out it is just fantasy.
I thought that was a Queen song.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm learning something here today. I'm not really into philosophy, Anders. Do you have any other good nuggets that we could operate with here today?
I probably do, but you know, I feel like we could enter into some real. It could be. I feel like that's more for like a real tech pause. So if we get like a 30-minute tech pause,
okay,
then we can roll something out.
Well, my mom has a philosophy. She says a quick game's a good game.
All right. Not just in Counter-Strike, but just across everything.
Of all games. So use that as you will, or don't. It's a freebie. You can thank Mrs. Birchall.
Decent nade back down there. They've been pretty active with nading that lower dark from the catwalk, so basically she's getting her way is what we're saying here.
Yeah.
9 to 1.
We'll be happy with this. Look, there's some big issues here for Fantasy, right? When you think about this, Dust2 can be a very formulaic map, even though once upon a time it used to be very run and gun, get your space, but now when teams have everything tweaked, it can be a bit more difficult. Aiken with another nice opener. that AWP. So continuing to contribute with the big green. Smokes at the ready over towards A again, but they still have 3 defenders. Now they know dupreeh's dead. He is one of the B defenders during all of this. So will the call come out from Fantasy to try and knock on the door of the other bomb side, or will they stick to their guns as Apex shows his, spams through, Bro can hear that, and he's actually going to try and lurk out.
I like this. You're playing a team that's playing the way the Vitality is right now. I feel like you need somebody to step up and be a playmaker and open it up, because playing this...
He's open?
Conservatively, yeah, he's opening it now. Relax, catching Megas as well. This is looking great. They could be finding a second round here. Bro lurking just at the edge. It's a cool idea, and actually, it's not even Bro, but it's Aiken going to be able to catch Sideways. They're escaping. They've already given up on the round, so might not even have been Bro necessarily that sort of opens up this entire round, but I like seeing them try it. Because I feel like if you're going to be a little bit scared and playing it back and trying to take some aim duels, Vitality have kind of already shown you that's not going to work.
Sure.
They're going to blow you up if you try that.
Well, I like that. It was a well put together round. And if you can just understand the details here for everybody at home, with dupreeh and Magis being the traditional B holders for Vitality here, once they get that pick, logic would dictate that doing a B split or heading B should be slightly weaker. But they went short, they showed presence, which is going to have the A rotator player, which is Apex, play closer towards the A site. He either will be in CT spawn or he'll push up the ramp to assist against an A execute. They used that opening. Not only did they drop a player down to first of all rumble if there was a player in CT spawn, but then also make sure those A defenders will have to rotate past him just to get over towards that B bomb site. And then they all waltzed out mid to B. Now here's the opener again. Just as the smoke gets deployed, dupreeh shows a little bit of shoulder, a little bit too much, is looking with a big bit of impact here. So great shooting from him.
Yeah, really good stuff. I think Bro even got the kill right at the end onto Apex, so they don't even get to save too much. Bank is a little bit low maybe on the Vitality side. If somehow Fantasy could find a way to put a couple of rounds on the board here, they could start to get a bit more momentum than what we've been seeing so far. So that's got to be the aim right now. Take away the CT side economy and try and find a little bit of stability at the end of the half.
Golly, another missed molly right there. I'm not sure if they realized they missed through that, so this long pressure could come quicker than maybe Vitality are expecting. Bro is already out and has all this control, and that's a great nugget of information for Fantasy to work with now. Bringing the troops over. They can have multiple members out the long doors. They can set up for smokes towards the cross, but they need to rumble ZywOo and Spinks, and this is a bit of an unorthodox setup here. They want to retake the space. The smoke goes over, the flashes too, and ZywOo's been tagged. He's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, he's already low. Another flashbang to put him off the corner. If they had a good nade right now, he might be dead. Spinks sees the shadow. He's going to swing for it. That's a pretty good little swing, but Bro is there to pick it up. Apex assisted on that flashbang, so pop flash around the corner works really well all the way up from the A bomb side, but it's still a 4-on-4 at about 55 seconds here. Ooh, gonna try again. ZywOo might be in some trouble. Gonna be at least forced a little bit further back. Yeah, he is worried about that. Another pop flash coming in. This time it's gonna be dupreeh to try and pick up on it, but I think he might get team flashed. Apex doing fine up here. Smoke just up, and he turns around for it. Reads it, but doesn't have enough bullets to get the kill. Oh, this is awkward. He has to fall back. If he gets caught here, it might be their round, and he nearly does.
Okay, well, the smoke, they have to get the bomb across, so they're going to try the old chuck it method, and well, it will be scooped up by Topper, who is very low, but plenty of time to plant. The bomb will go down. They've been able to get it down at least partially for long here, so Relax will have to be in the clutch, and he's picked up the AWP. Perfect weapon for the... Oh, it's behind the single box. Cancel that.
Yeah.
Cancel that indeed.
Ooh, yeah, that could be bad.
That is very bad.
The reliability of shooting through that box is very sketchy, isn't it? He's going to pick up an AK instead and try and get a bit closer. Got to be careful, though. Making a bit of noise. dupreeh still going down, and he's still on that defuse, and they'll find it. Relax, just very awkward positioning there at the end. Gets the triple, but they'll lose the round.
Yeah, some tidy shooting, right? I just assumed that they would have tried to have planted on the open side to set up for the long play. I was just looking at Relax where he was going. You can see the shake of the head right there. That's the setup that you're looking for. You want to plant for long. You want to set him up with the AWP. It's a power position to find. But planting behind the single box, some real issues. We saw the same thing unfold for Pulmonity the other day. He was running up the ramp, picked up an M4. There was no ammo left, was unable to find the kill, and lost the round to, I think it was Bit sitting the defuse. But either way, back in we go. And Spinks through the smokes just pushes in. The flashes are good, and that's 2 massive kills for Spinks. Immediately negates any of this long pressure. Ooh. Maybe not, I spoke too soon. The nade should do it. That's how this should have been looking. Bro does punch back with 2.
Yeah, good defense from Spinks, and I think Bro's kind of got the call of where he was coming from, so it's a really good adjustment. I'm impressed that he could get that flick over to pick him up. That's some good shooting. 2 versus 3. I mean, if you look at the Vitality economy, it tells the story of a Fantasy team that might only have 2 rounds, but they've managed to at least do some damage. They've managed to get. They're not just getting blown up with Vitality surviving these with 4 or 5 people every time.
I'm looking at the round timeline right now. There's been a bunch that have 2 players surviving here for Vitality throughout, a couple with 3. Obviously, the previous round got very close indeed.
So that's encouraging. You want to see that, because otherwise it's just not that much fun if it's just completely one-sided. I mean, scoreline might be, but that's not always enough to tell the entire story. Pre in the corner. Ooh, and actually a wide peek. Relax. If he would have crouched into that and tried to go for a really shallow peek, I'm guessing dupreeh would have been super ready, but sometimes it can be a bit rough if people kind of run for an extra millisecond.
You discussed the cash here before, Anders. It is kind of low. So if Apex and Magic decide to go for this and they lose, they're probably giving away everything here.
Yeah, they might be. Wonder how this is going to go. Aiken, good flick on to Megaskin. Now, certainly not going to be worth it anymore for Apex to try and do this. So a 3rd round on the board and a very good shot at maybe even a 4th.
No, for sure here. I think lost bonus bottom of the barrel for Vitality. They are going to try and hold on to this M4, and it should be fine for Apex. Aikens in tunnels, Relax is still over towards the B bomb site. He's going to scoop up this AWP on that long corner and bring that one through for ZywOo. He doesn't have enough to buy himself an AWP, so you can understand why. Apex can drop that, buy an M4. Then if we look at the rest of the individuals, there can be an M4 for Spinks. So there's 3 rifles minimum, and likely to see dupreeh and Magisk operate on something a little bit lighter, maybe a 5.7, maybe a Deagle. But these 2 kills from Bro actually meant a lot in the context of this round. I thought that after Spinks gets the double, that round is pretty much done and dusted. The nade comes through to get them that 3rd of the piece, but not enough. And a great round here for Fantasy to bounce back 10-3. And a timeout called, so they're definitely applying pressure to Vitality. We know in these best of ones, you can't take anything for granted. Here comes those purchases we discussed. Spinks, Apex with the M4, AWP for ZywOo, and Magisk and dupreeh into those pistols. It's a tough one for the coaches here during the major cycle, right? They aren't allowed to be animated at all in the same way, other than in the timeouts when they're allotted to communicate. Otherwise, we know they have to sit very, very quiet behind the teams. There can't be any crazy celebrations. There can't be too much of that nonsense going on. Valve have it very strict here into when and how they can contribute.
10-3. If they get up to 5, they get the last 2 here, it'll be really interesting. At least Fantasy have a tiny platform with which to build something on into the second half, but I think they do need it. I don't think 3 or 4 is going to be quite enough. Tutson trying to do something out there, getting the spawn for long. Wanted to see if he could maybe time it right. And he's thinking around. This actually could be a bit interesting. Let's see if anyone wants to go for it. Apex might have stepped right into it if he would have waited a bit longer, but dupreeh on the 5.7 already tagged up, and the other weapon is a Deagle, so that B bomb side not that defended at the moment.
Yeah, something to keep in mind when you do hear those weapons sound off, right? Okay, there's 1 pistol here. How much more do we think is in the server? And look, they obviously know that there was something saved. Would hedge their bets considering the scoreline as well, that there was some residual money to be working with. Late Xbox smoke will land. Aiken already has this mid control. He's actually using that to surge forward and look for fights. Relax is alongside for the ride as they do clear out close mid doors. Now, the setup is heavier towards B for Vitality.
Topper sneaking up.
Bit of chat being done in between the teams right now, but we'll have to talk about that come the tail end. Walking in towards ZywOo's AWP here, Anders. How many does he get?
I'm going to say at least 3 on this one. He's far enough up. There's the first one. Can we get another one? Got a little bit of for auction. I was going to say silent auction, but it's definitely not. It's very loud, in fact.
And we don't have the paddles, so I guess they just have to put their bodies on the line for this.
Yeah, stick your head up if you dare. And try. Oh, good Molotov. Oh, they're going to catch him. I'm all the way wrong. Just the 1 kill. Nice little setup there, but Apex comes back just as they're trying to relocate and gets a double spray down of his own. 2 versus 3 now. 10 seconds on the clock. They need that bomb plant, and it has to be right now. Relax, actually. I respect that. Took an extra peek just to make sure there wasn't somehow one last player in the corner. That's respectable now.
All 3 from long. This is a weird retake.
It is a little bit weird. Tudson, though, he might get a foul. What a spray! Taking down Spinks, but he's not expecting the 3rd one. Meg is missing all of the shots, finally. He's going to be able to pick it up, and also the M4. A couple of bullets going out, but Relax has got all the confidence in the world. He's going to win that fight 10-4. Not at all bad for Fantasy.
Okay, well, that's a nice round to find here, and money really a problem now for Vitality. Nothing saved. We're talking around that 2K mark for everybody to invest here going forward. But another technical timeout. It looks like it's with Relax again, so just want to get him sorted and underway because he's been hitting some sharp shots, and Tudson very sharp to get up to 5 there. Well, double up, transfer onto the second. And Tudson's maybe a face that you guys have seen around the traps before. I know that Dust touched on him. They mentioned the fact he played for Secret. He'd played in a Polish team in recent times as well. I remember back during... there was I forget the exact name of it, but he was part of Henry's UK team once upon a time. I know Henry helped him out getting a computer back in the early stages.
A throwback.
Yeah, it's the same with Kioz, for example, who was playing in Gamer Legion earlier. I remember watching him when he was in Simon Gaming, and I'm pretty sure that's when Perfecto was in Simon Gaming back in like 2019 at the Star Ladder Berlin Major RMRs. So there's a lot of these players that we've been able to track with their appearances over the years. They've been battling throughout the online realms and a bunch of different tournaments, different circuits and whatnot. But the curious story with Fantasy on the screen, if you're just joining us now, is the fact that this is essentially a mixed team. They were just thrown together to play the qualifiers online, which is how everybody got themselves here. Well, not how everybody got themselves here, how a bunch of teams got themselves here to be a part of the RMRs.
Yes. I think that's a cool story. I like the idea that people could do this. I think it's also a little bit inspirational if you're at home, if you're thinking about it, if you're hooked on playing competitive Counter-Strike, then it's cool to see that some people actually do make it through from sort of being relatively unknown and maybe, you know, not just sort of like, not everyone's going to be Monacy who's just picked up and boom, like right into the top of the world. There is another way to do it, and for some of these guys, that could be true.
I think that's probably what Valve are hoping to achieve with this, right? Is that, hey, look, the open qualifiers, literally anybody. And when I say literally anybody, me, Rush, Harry, Hugo, I think Jay was there as our fifth. We signed up and played in the qualifiers online. Like, anybody can sign up and play. Now, if you sign up and you play and you don't qualify, you can't play for anybody else, you know? But anybody can play when the majors roll around in those open qualifiers there, whereas otherwise it might seem, you know, that's not the case. You know, there's too many hoops to jump through. You have to be invited. It's the difference here. And we did have a B-Stream update for you going on. Remember, if you want to check that one out, that's K23 taking on Falcons. Also on Dust2, twitch.tv/ESO_CSGO-B.
There we go.
It's the URL for all of you playing at home.
Noticing I wasn't invited, Chad, to play that major team.
Well, we already filled the slots. You could have been the coach, but I don't think you could have even joined the server. So you could have coached in TeamSpeak and just yelled stuff at us.
I'm good at that.
Okay. What type of inspiration would you be offering up?
I think less inspiration, probably more sarcasm. I think I could supply a lot of that. I think I could, if that was lacking at any point.
We needed a bit more sarcasm, I felt, in our matches. We got owned on Vertigo.
I could have made fun of that, no problem.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
So that's there. And I think that actually, that might, ooh, little flick.
Double orbs against triple scouts. Okay. Well,
he called his bluff, didn't he?
Everything's hitting right now.
Oh, relax. He's had himself a really good game. What a performance against the team that just won EPL Season 16. He's actually doing remarkably well. 16-8. He's had. Remember, he did that. You mentioned the lurk smoke over at the B-bomb side. He got the kill on Vegas. He almost got the kill on dupreeh. He's had a lot of, you know, outside the kills, just even a lot of good moves. Oh, there's another shot. The snipers are doing all the work.
Yeah, this has been the puggiest round we've had on Dust2 so far, but this is definitely what you can be offered up to. Aiken, scoping towards lower, sees this one coming, and will take down dupreeh. That's 10-5 on the half in favor of Vitality here, but Fantasy, they're showing a fight. They're putting up some remarkable rounds. Let's see what else they can get up to after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Hey Future Pros, some people hate Dust2. Anyway, here's a cool smoke that you can throw from T-spawn to land on the hinge of the mid double doors. Without going down a rabbit hole, you will need a scope to line this one up. To throw the smoke, get into this mini corner along the fence. Crouch down and double scope to find this smudge along the awning. Then simply jump through the smoke while crouched. By some miracle, the smoke will land.
Here we go. We're back once again. Second half is coming up. It's Vitality versus Fantasy. And the Fantasy team, credit to them. They made up at the end. They started to play a little bit better. They got some rounds on the board, 10-5. I think that's actually super respectable. It probably could have been even more. They did win the pistol round and then kind of let it go right afterwards. This could have been a much better first half, but here we are.
Yeah, well, this is the state of affairs right now, and I think one of the cool things is Fantasy won 3 consecutive rounds to head into the break and 4 out of the last 5. So if there is a bit of a comeback, it's a momentum shift being facilitated with those tail rounds. But the tail of Vitality will join ZywOo out long. Relaxes behind the car. Now, he's been hitting some tidy shots here. He's got the assistants rotating over. This one here could get messy.
Oh, good headshot to begin with. Getting a chance to reload now, and actually he's taking almost no damage. Topa showing up as well to take down Apex. They're firing a lot of bullets into that car, and they're not doing really that much with it. They finally got him down to 15, but it's cost them almost the entire team. And now Fantasy feeling the pressure here. They know they can maybe shut it down. dupreeh trying to take the fight. He's on his own. Spinks is going to get dropped by Bro. Oh! Oh no! Those are some disgusting headshots, but he is getting flanked. He turns around. I think he might have heard Tutson. He's getting reloaded as well. He's come back to try and find him. dupreeh! A one-man army right now, and they're scared. They do not want to lose this one. 1 versus 4, I believe, and still 55 seconds. Who's more scared right now? dupreeh or Fantasy? Right in the corner we go. Oh, he's gonna hunt him down. A third headshot to the mix. And Tutson, don't you dare. Don't walk into it. It's not worth it. He's up there waiting, and he will shut it down. Puts an end to the mad run from dupreeh.
Oh, okay. That one did definitely get out of control, considering how it started. Relax just flatlined ZywOo on that initial peek around the long corner. Just bops him, says, no, I've seen enough here. And then dupreeh, whoa, he almost gives us something very exciting. It's great to find Relax here. One of the issues was he knew that Tutson was long, so he was trying to question if Tutson had rotated back around. But they will convert that one. Both pistols in favor of Fantasy. Now it's about the conversion. And funnily enough, I have ZywOo and Apex in my HLTV Fantasy team.
All right, so things are going well at the moment. Oh, well, I mean, for the Fantasy, not for Fantasy. Wow, that's a confusing sentence.
Yeah, my Fantasy's going well. The fan fiction that people might have about Vitality losing here is not a very good fantasy.
No, not at the moment. Relax.
Don't do it. I was trying to get Ben Stiller activated.
All right. There's also Relax, Take It Easy. There's so there are a few different ways to go with it.
I forget the name of the movie that I just referenced.
I'll be honest, I don't really watch Ben Stiller movies.
Oh, no. Okay, Anders. All right, I see what you're saying. Is it Zoolander? Is that the one where he's the model? Relax. Don't. It is. I'm not losing my mind.
There we go.
All right, fine. I have a pop culture niche reference from 2001.
Well done, chat.
20 years ago.
The Zoomers will appreciate it.
Oh no, it's 20 years ago. Alrighty, 11-6. As this one continues, it's Fantasy who win both pistols and lose both follow-ups here.
Hold on, wait. I said I didn't. I did watch Tropic Thunder. It's a genius movie.
He didn't win an Oscar for that, did he?
He should have.
That's unfortunate, you know. All right, now just getting stuck in, aggressive from the upper tunnels with MP9.
Oof. Okay. Oh, no, don't do it. More people are showing up. Apex is, yeah, he's ready to fight. Not scared at all. He's got some backup as well coming in from all sides. And we'll take that shot on Aiken. Absolutely no problem. Jumping MP9 around the corner. Always dangerous. Relax and Bro are left with 2 deagles. And Vitality looking to claim this 12th round for themselves.
Apex is just mauling them here. Like, I know this is against a lighter buy. He's just running around, but hitting some crispies. And Relax is going to take that. He's found himself a scout. Now they have force bought into this. The best call for him would be to save. In the next round of play, they're not going to have an awful lot here. So his best decision right now would be to save. But this is the thing. If you're in Fantasy, you can play a bit outside the box. You don't have to do it by the book. Get up to whatever you want, Relax. We want to see some more sharp shots. You're up 18 kills. 24 years of age, this lad.
Just to return a little bit, because I was trying to sell myself earlier as a potential pickup as a coach on some team. And I think,
see, okay.
I think if I can inject enough sarcasm and mockery as the team is losing, they'll be really motivated to win. Just to shut up the coach, you know?
Are you mocking your team?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's an interesting method. Have you read a book about a coach that's been successful with that methodology before, or you think no one's really tried it?
I just think I don't think anyone's tried it. I've got 2 kids though that you know.
Does it work with children?
Works really well.
Okay.
Yeah, they work hard to prove you wrong, you know.
Okay. All right. So you want to have? I see. You want to be like the forums.
Exactly. Yeah. You know. I feel like
find your coaching lines from the forums.
Then I could.
There you go. Add
crowdsourcing
that in.
it. I think it can work.
Yes. Get people involved. The people at home.
I might read out forum threads in the middle of the game if I need to.
Just have them printed in your notebook. Okay. Well, Save Scout and a Deagle in play. Aiken's going to be fortunate enough to get gifted that by Relax, and Relax still has the Deagle, but Topper has a Zeus, and I didn't get to make my Zeus noise yet, so I'll be holding with bated breath here as we will take a bit of a jaunt. Top mid has spotted out the aggression, and with that, just going to hit the brakes.
Bro, might bait him into it. Bait him into the Zeus. Sacrifice your life for it. Try and you know, look for that USP shot on Magus, and then set it up.
Come on, Topper. Come on, mate. Do they all have the necklace on the outside of their plain black t-shirt? Is that everybody's player card? I guess the people at home can see the cams and can't see the card like us. So here we go.
Absolutely cheated out of that one, didn't we?
I'm not going to talk for the rest of the round, Anders. I feel a little bit.
Okay, no, just take a moment. It's fine. We'll carry through. Might be a quick round anyway. Aiken and Relax, they're at the right position, but with no backup and very limited weapons. It's not looking decent at the moment. ZywOo able to clean up the round. He's 23-7 at the moment. So still doing pretty well, all things considered. And it looks like it's just going to keep on going at this point. Vitality cruising their way to a nice lead, especially being able to convert those pistol round losses is huge for them, obviously.
Yeah, and this is the thing. There's not really sweat on the brow right now for Vitality. They're not close enough fantasy to really make them worry too much, but you want to get in and out of here as quick as possible, right? When you have this opening matchup, when you are the heavy favorite, you want to get in and out, make sure that there is no issues cropping up, nothing that you have to go watch the demo to go, oh, we need to correct this, right? Just want to make sure that you are going to lose a few rounds. It's the nature of Counter-Strike. The players on the other side of the server, we've already spoken about this, they can aim, right? They definitely can put the crosshair in the right direction and bop you on the head. But for Vitality, it's just about making sure that this doesn't get to double digits. There's no crazy concerning rounds. And again, they're setting up for what should be a B split here.
Smoke up. And a second smoke to land on top. So making sure no one's boosted up. It's a good little trick. Topper going to be going down. dupreeh with an important kill and alone inside of the bomb site. Bro with an M4. And he knows they're coming from every angle. That's going to be horrifying. You can sit and hold that door for a long time, but eventually you're going to have to look at the window and you're going to have to look into upper dark. So you can't just sit there forever. Bomb plant and Fantasy definitely need to just stay away from this and save the guns that they have. Even at that 13-6 scoreline, I don't think it makes any sense to try and go for it.
I thought Vitality were going to start chasing there. They were so close towards CT spawn, but a dropping back, playing this one by the book. I'm sure Apex has reeled them in here. Listen, boys, let's just get this one done. And one of the keys, I think, when we talk about the disparity between the teams at this type of a level is going to be things like the theory, right? When you have that type of a mid to B split, what are the tells? All right, have we looked into the demos? What does it look like when they're defaulting A? What type of utility do they throw? What seems different? If they do go for the mid to B, how are we going to respond, right? The theory is not going to be there for a lot of these teams, especially a name like Fantasy in the mix here of how to respond in all these certain scenarios. It's going to be hoping somebody steps up and gets you 2 kills where maybe they should only get 1, right? Those would be the difference makers here. But remember, this is just the first round. The way it works here during the RMRs is it's best of ones for the establishing matches. Once you're either in a position of progression to the major or elimination from the RMRs, then the mechanism will click on over and it becomes best of 3s. So you can really set yourself up as the underdog with wins in the best of 1s in the early stages, which is not happening right now and didn't really happen in Group A either. I was out long. He's ahead of the Flames. It will extinguish the second set.
Yeah, just all, you know, on his spine, how to play that. You know, run out there, put out the Molotov. He's just probably not stressed at all. Now he's playing at the edge of the smoke that he himself put down, and it'll open up for a good kill. Even Spinks there on a little bit of an assisted flashbang, but Aiken gets it in return, so it's not bad. 1-for-1 trade. Molotov put a little bit of pressure on Bro hanging around. Smoke, got to be careful it doesn't fade when you're reloading, especially, and he gets absolutely caught. That's the sort of stuff we were talking about earlier. You might have the mechanics, but you need more than that. Spinks is catching that one, and that should be a bomb plant with dupreeh holding the middle of the map. Could be a bit awkward if dupreeh gets found here, or if they just run right past him and go to fight Spinks, but this should be a good round for them. dupreeh's hearing everything, and they're storming through. Good pickup, even sees Aiken, so yeah, this has gone horribly wrong for Fantasy.
Oh, Aiken, draws the fight, so the footsteps are now here at Spinks versus Aiken in a one-on-one.
He's right down below. Aiken, he has to just run in and get it. He can't really waste any time, and it's not going to happen. Spinks with a great position, and that's 15.
Yeah, you look at the details there. So they go out long. ZywOo holds multiple players there. Not only does he kill a player, he confirms there's at least one more, and you likely know that there's a third man who's throwing the flashes there to enable that long control. And then they react towards B. The lurk smoke comes forward. Magic times it with his molly over towards the left-hand side position. I used to call it coconuts. I don't know what you guys at home call it. Fence, truck, whatever. And then off of that, they then explode into the site, limiting their angles, knowing the rotation's far away. Fantastic round from Vitality. And aggression met with flames as Relax and Bro are low. And this one's not looking good for them at all as Apex has found the opening pick. This is going the way we expected.
Coconuts, Chad. I like that. I think we should have more positions with that name on all maps. It's great. Tuts and Relax going down, and you're right, it is not looking good for Fantasy at the moment, but maybe along the lines of what we expected. I still am a little bit sad because I feel like this 15-6 scoreline could have definitely been something like 15-10 if they could have sort of followed up on the pistol rounds. They could have done a lot more work here, but obviously they are playing an incredibly powerful team right now, so just hard to hold on to these rounds even when you seem like you have a chance. There's ZywOo on the final kill, and it's Vitality walking away with a victory, 16-6. That is impressive.
Yeah, easy stuff. Easy day at the office right now, but that's the opening you're looking for Vitality. No steep drop-off. They're not still celebrating from Sunday night's performance. They've focused. They've won that opening match, and